Hello everybody, my name is RetroBoy03, and welcome to another episode of Minifigure Spotlight. Today we'll be taking a look at Hermione Granger, specifically the variant that first appeared in 2010 for the reboot of the Harry Potter line. This version of Hermione appeared in two sets, those being 4738 Hagrid's Hut and 4842 Hogwarts Castle. And, in my opinion, this is a pretty nice figure. Starting off with the hairpiece, I've never entirely agreed with LEGO's use of that piece. I mean, the mold, like, I don't know where it originated. I think, like, an Indiana Jones set, perhaps, but I'm just turning it around. I've never liked the sort of braided design in the back, like, this sort of comes along and comes into a braid in the back. I've never liked that. It's always seemed a bit odd to me, and in general, I just don't think this hairpiece looks that good. It doesn't really resemble Hermione, at least in my opinion. But, I think the face on this figure is really nice. I feel as though this is definitely the closest LEGO came in the 2010 Harry Potter line to capturing the likenesses for, well, any of the student characters. Like, I think this is the closest LEGO got for any of the students. I think the closest ones they got overall were for Professor McGonagall and Professor Snape, but that's a story for another day. But, I think this Hermione looks really nice. The eyebrows are well positioned, the eyes are nicely shaped, and I think the lips, like the mouth and the lips and the lip color and shape and everything, I think that might be what sort of ties all this together to really create a good likeness to Emma Watson in minifigure form. Removing the hairpiece and the head, apparently, because they felt like sticking together. Okay, take two. Give me a second. Sorry about that. I guess I'll just turn it around overall. So you can see Hermione's alternate face, and unfortunately, as you can see, the print does have a little bit of a scratch out of it on mine. That is a bit unfortunate. If I can even speak. But yeah, I feel as though this facial expression does work a bit better than the prior one. Obviously here, Hermione is quite annoyed with the two eyebrows in the sort of upturned position. Like, personally, I think that this face, it just looks nice. Like, as you can see on mine, the eyebrows were printed a bit too far to the right, it looks like, and also maybe a bit too far down. I mean, for some reason in the 2010 Harry Potter line, it seems as though, like, a lot of the print thicknesses and the slight placements of the prints were a bit off between figures. But it still looks fine, in my opinion, but I'll just switch it back around to the main expression for the rest of this video. Yeah, you can see that Hermione has the same Gryffindor torso piece that appeared on other figures like Harry, Ron, and Ginny in various sets. And that's a nice print. It's pretty simple. You have the sweater, you have the badge, you have a couple of creases in it, but overall not too much. I like the detail on the tie, though, and how you have the lion printed within the badge. That's a nice detail. Of course, Hermione also has the same back print on the torso. Nothing's different there. And personally, I'm fine that LEGO reused the torso print. Like, I could say that maybe LEGO could have done a more feminine version for Hermione, but personally, I think this is perfectly fine, and I don't mind. As you can see, Hermione does have plain black legs, which is perfectly fine, although, really, the sweaters and the pants were the same color on the uniforms, so I would recommend probably switching the legs to dark gray as well, although if you want it to be accurate, although really I feel so the black legs do look better. And interestingly, this figure was of course designed off of the more recent movies like Order of the Phoenix, and specifically I think Half-Blood Prince is mainly what LEGO was going for with this figure. And it's kind of interesting because by Order of the Phoenix and the Half-Blood Prince, the Hogwarts uniforms were actually, they were gray, but they were so dark that they were basically black. So I think it's kind of interesting that LEGO didn't print this onto a black torso, this design, but I don't know. I mean, the gray probably looks better, but I've already brought that up on Harry. It's just sort of an interesting thing, and I would have liked to see how this figure would have looked with a black torso. But as you can see, Hermione's wand accessory is, of course, just the 4-long lightsaber bar in brown. Looks way too big and really stupid, but it's what the LEGO did on all of these guys, and to be fair, it didn't I never really thought about how bad it looked until LEGO introduced the 3-long bar, and I never thought about how bad that looked until LEGO introduced the new wand piece, or well, they haven't introduced it yet, but until we saw the new wand piece. So, yeah, that's Hermione. I am only doing this video on the Hogwarts uniform version of Hermione from the 2 sets from 2010. In 2011, LEGO released a casual-clothed version of Hermione in set number 10217 Diagon Alley, but unfortunately, I never got that set, so I don't have that figure to show you, but I'm sure you could find pictures of that figure if you looked online and reviews of that set, but honestly, that Hermione wasn't too interesting. It just was this same head and torso, dark red legs. I mean, not head and torso, head and hair, some dark red legs, and the torso was just Ginny's from the Burrow, which is another set I never got. Pretty sad, I always wanted that set, but I'm getting off track. Therefore, since I'm not covering the 2011 casual Hermione, I'm also not going to be doing a segment on the 2017 Hermione from LEGO Dimensions, which was also in casual dress. But I will still be bringing that version in for a slight comparison between the 2010 version and the 2017 version in the hair and face variety. The variety isn't what I meant. In the hair and face. Don't even need a word after that. But anyway, if I can even speak, starting off, you can instantly see with the Dimensions version that LEGO went with a much lighter color for the hair. Personally, I prefer the normal brown. I feel as though the I always forget what this hair is called. What this color is called. Is this like? This is like their medium nougat, possibly. Not too sure exactly on the color, but basically, I definitely prefer the original. I think the Dimensions version's hair is way too light. But I'm also on the face. I think these are supposed to be the same face print. It's just that if I can just keep this steady, for crying out loud, obviously, the Dimensions version is more what the figure is supposed to look like, as opposed to mine, which just turned out as it did. So that's just kind of an interesting thing. Here's the alternate face on the Dimensions version. So, yeah, pretty interesting to see. Of course, I will be going more in-depth on the Dimensions version of Hermione when I review her Dimensions Fun Pack. But yeah, really, that's all I have to say here. Pretty cool figure. Came in a couple sets, couple pretty great sets, actually. There was a casual version that came in a pretty great set that I never got. And then there was a Dimensions pack, which had hair that was way too light. So thank you all for watching this episode of Minifigure Spotlight. And I will see all of you in my next video. Farewell.